need a fan, that's what they call me. Promise that you'll never be alone.
What's up, guys? I'm back at it again with another video. This is your favorite neighborhood midget, Myrid. Yeah, that was kind of lame. Anyways, so yeah, today's video, speaking of midgets, aka me, today we're gonna speak about my name. My nickname, to be specific. So, a lot of people have told me, in fact, that I should change it. Well, guess what? I'm not. Okay? I don't care what anybody thinks about me or my name. I don't. You either like me or you don't. You take me as I am or not at all. Okay? You either like me or not. You like my new hair? I got my hair done. Shout out to Amazon. It's 100% human hair. It's 24 inches, 120% density. So it's not too thick but not too thick. So yeah. Like I was saying, I recently had someone tell me that I should change my nickname because being called midget is highly offensive. And I've also been told in the past that people were uncomfortable with calling me by my nickname. So I just want to address a few things. For one, yes, to a lot of people who are short, being called midget is offensive. There are 3 names, in fact, that people who are short get called. Midget. 4 names, in fact. Midget, dwarf, little person, and short. Now, dwarf is for people with dwarfism. Okay? Let's get that straight. People with dwarfism do not like to be called dwarf or midget. They prefer to be called little people. However, everybody is different, okay? Everybody has their own preference on what they prefer or prefer not to be called. Now, for the most part, people with dwarfism prefer to be called little people. And these are people who are typically 4 feet or less, or shorter. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure. Now, people who are short but do not have dwarfism, aka women like me with Turner syndrome, who are under 5 foot. You know, these women are like around 4'8", 4'5", 24/7, like that. A lot of them, and yes, I do agree, midget, the word midget, can be highly offensive to most people. And a lot of women don't appreciate it. And they don't appreciate the word dwarf either. So the word dwarf should just be cut out altogether. Technically, the word midget should be as well. However, there are exceptions to the word midget or dwarf. Okay? Now these women who are short, such as me, tend to prefer to be called either little person or short. Women with Turner syndrome or who are short like me, who do not have dwarfism, tend to prefer the word short. People with dwarfism tend to prefer the word little person. So you have little person and you have the name short. Those are typically the most appropriate names for someone who is short. Someone who is short, by someone who is short, I mean under 5 feet tall. Now, if you're 5 feet tall or higher, you don't fit this category, sweetie. Maybe if you're 5 feet tall. But if you're taller than that, you're just short. Okay? Now, I do not mean to be offensive at all. Okay? I don't. I just want to clear up my preference and what I prefer to be called. So, the reason that I personally prefer to be called midget, aka little midget, is because my entire life growing up, I have been known as midget or shorty or short stuff. I have gone by those 3 names my entire life. Now, whether they were offensive to me or offensive period, that's just what I was known by. If someone said shorty or short stuff or midget, I automatically knew, hey, they're talking about me. So, yeah. Not only that, but with everything else that I have had to deal with growing up, this matter of what I should and should not be called is minuscule. And I do mean minuscule when it compares to everything else that I've had to deal with or fight with or had to handle or overcome. So what if I have a nickname called midget? I've learned to embrace it. I was raised to not care about what other people think of you. Because what really matters at the end of the day is what you think about yourself. If you don't matter to yourself in your own heart and mind, then it doesn't matter what anyone else calls you. because it's gonna be offensive. But if you learn to embrace it and be like, you know what? So what? So what if that person calls me midget? So what if that person calls me speed bump? Or shorty? Or short stuff? They're recognizing me. And yeah, I'm short. So what? I personally love being short. I think it's my most endearing quality, to be honest. So yeah, they're pointing out one of my endearing qualities. You can call me whatever you want. You can even call me a nasty cuss word, and I wouldn't care. I wouldn't embrace it, but I wouldn't care. Now, as far as people not wanting to call me midget, I understand that. I get it. That is why those close to me know this and understand this. All you have to do is cut the word in half. Take the last two letters out of the word, and what are you left with? Well, the last letter, I should say. Midge. I kind of like that name. Hey, Midge. Hey, Midge, how's it going? Hey, Midge, what's poppin'? And then guess what? It's no longer offensive. Also, I would like to point something out. If someone is asking you to refer to them by a certain name, then it no longer becomes offensive to that person. Because frankly, how can you offend somebody that is asking you to call them by that name? If I am asking you repeatedly to call me midget, how is that supposed to be offensive to me? If you actually do call me midget. It's not. It then becomes a compliment. Because you care enough about my feelings to call me by what I ask. Now, what is offensive to me, while we're on the matter, is calling someone their previous name once they've already changed their name. Take the name Abigail. Say a woman was named Abigail, and then she changed her name to Sophie. Well, if you don't refer to her as Sophie and continue to refer to her as Abigail, that then is offensive. Because she went out of her way to change her name from Abigail to Sophie. But you're not respecting her wishes. Instead, you're blatantly saying, I don't care if you want to be called Sophie, I'm still gonna call you Abigail, because that's what I know you as. And that, my friends, that is offensive. That is offensive to me and to anybody who has ever had their name changed. Because I have had my name changed, and I changed it for a reason. Nobody needs to know what my old name was, because that person no longer exists. That old me no longer exists. She's gone. This is the new me, honey. So anybody who dares to call me by my old name will get ignored, deleted, and blocked. End of story. I don't care if you're my best friend, my sister, my brother, or my daddy. If you cannot respect a person enough to call them by the name they want to be called, that is when it becomes offensive and rude. This has been your favorite neighborhood midget. I am gonna go head off to a barbecue. I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.